Welcome. Today we will be discussing the applications of lifestyle in marketing. This is the 23rd module of our CB course, and I, Dr. Shravanti Mukherjee, will be presenting you this particular topic. The basic learning objectives of this session are the implication of lifestyle analysis on positioning of new products, implication of lifestyle analysis on repositioning of an old or existing product, implication of lifestyle analysis on developing new product concepts, implication of lifestyle analysis on creating promotional strategies. So, we go one by one. First, the implication of lifestyle analysis on positioning of new products. So, here the marketer needs to identify the most cost effective and profitable segment for selling a new product, because anyway developing a new product is a costly process. So, they have to very carefully analyze that, carefully actually identify which segment they should target with the new product and how to position this product in this particular segment in a most cost effective and profitable manner. So, lifestyle research, for example, as we have done in AIO, which is activity, interest and opinion study, or the Walsh classification that we have discussed in the last two sessions, that is values and lifestyle classification for any given consumer product, gives the information regarding the age, place of residence, the social class, interest, opinion, action, the value system, the motivation level of the customers in terms of any particular product, and therefore, it provides a very rich database for use in marketing decisions related to positioning a new product, or sometimes even designing a new product. So, decisions pertaining to the positioning of a product encompasses the designing of the product image, the media corresponding media planning for that product, and developing proper integrated marketing communication mix, so that the complete product package is in conformity with a particular lifestyle. As an example, if I say I am me kind of customer in Walsh, then probably the Apple iPhone 7, Apple iPhone 8, this kind of products might be very suitable to them, because they want to stand out and they from this of the crowd, and they have enough resource. Experientials for them may be different trekking packages, amusement parks, amusement facilities could be designed and targeted to them. Similarly, for societally conscious people, different yoga, meditation camp, say the spiritual camps or the camps of Sri Sri Ravi Shankar could be of helping them, because these people are societally conscious. So, probably this kind of spiritual as well as different life, superior life culture might attract them. So, this kind of products could be targeted to this societally conscious population. Similarly, if you see people like achievers, for them products like the recent ad of Fair and Lovely, which shows the equal ad, which shows the father of the daughter wants the daughter to get married before she has completed her education, but she is very confident about her achievement, and she says that once I become equal with that guy in terms of my career, in terms of my economic and social status, then and only then I can marry that guy. So, she is very confident about that achievement, and that comes from her confident look, which has been given by Fair and Lovely. So, that is how the ad projects, which means the product is positioned for them. So, another very nice example I will try to discuss here is about the distribution, that is Tesco of South Korea. In South Korea, Tesco, as we know, is one of the biggest retail outlet in South Korea, departmental store. Now, Tesco they have suddenly found that many people, they are basically coming from suburban area and they are the commuters. So, a considerable amount of time in a day are passed in commuting from the suburban places to the metropolitan cities for their job. And they, after going back home, they hardly have energy to go back again to the shopping malls for buying products or whatever the basic necessities, although they require it. So, by understanding this particular lifestyle of the customer, Tesco has designed a very unique way to reach them. That is, they have created virtual malls in the railway stations and bus stops. It looks like a mall only, but it is a virtual mall, where the projection of all the products, the way it is kept in a shopping mall or in a departmental store is kept in the same way, but virtually. All you need is a smartphone. You need to capture the product code, and then you SMS that to the or mail that in whatever way you send that information to the Tesco that you need, and you design what are the different products you require, and accordingly you select the product codes, and you can pay by your credit card and prior in hand, and that information is reaching to Tesco. And what is happening when you come back home, the product is delivered to your doorstep. So, just looking at the busy lifestyle of these commuters, this particular distribution channel has been designed. Now, we move to another way of positioning new products. Now, here we can see Domino's, the case of Domino's. Domino's Pizza, they have actually carried out with all the Western offerings in the Indian market. Nonetheless, the company in due course realized that there is a bent of the Indian customers towards local taste, and their taste bud is very strong towards the local taste. So, that is how. Moreover, they have also shifted their focus from only metropolitan areas to mini metros and category B towns also. And so, therefore, it is really difficult for them to penetrate in those markets with solely Western taste and flavors. So, they tried out with the Indian taste and flavor options, especially for the smaller towns, like consequently they came with the local toppings. In US Pizza also they used to offer local toppings in for Western toppings, and here they came with toppings like pepi paneer or chicken chettinad. While Verenjinan, the managing director of US Pizza, stated that you cannot really change the taste buds that were developed for more than 1000 years ago. So, better if you cannot change your customers, you have to change and you adopt and adapt to the local culture. In a similar light, KFC has also introduced rice bowls, because KFC people often go for lunch and all this, but only the kind of the Kentucky Fried Chicken or French fries, maybe that does not match with our idea of lunch or dinner. We want something like staple food like rice or roti or chapati kind of thing, things to things actually in our during our lunch and dinner. So, understanding this, they came up with rice bowl option, where you can have a bowl of rice, along with that you can have KFC chicken, you can have French fries, or you can have Pepsi, and they came up with the combo deals in this way. Even sometimes you may even looking at here, you may also have to sometimes reposition an old or existing products depending on the lifestyle of the customer. So, sometimes the existing product may not assume the targeted sales volume. So, repositioning sometimes help and eventually design a new product development process itself, mainly as a corrective measure. Usually in markets where the cutthroat competition is high, proper positioning is needed to get a foothold in the market. In case of existing products where the physical attributes are difficult to change completely, repositioning becomes a savior. Now, lifestyle repositioning would gradually move the product closer to the psychographic profile of the core segment by changing the consumer's perception about it or some of its attribute, so as to go well with the lifestyle of the core segment. Now, here I will give the example of Tanishq, which is a well known brand from Tata Group, and this was initiated in India with their business with western style of jewelry and outlets. They initially tried 18 karat gold ornaments, but they failed because Indians do not believe in 18 karat gold. They want 22 to 24 karat gold as a pure gold for jewelry. So, they understood that kind of thing, and Indian jewelry market is mostly the wedding market. So, once they have understood that Indians preferably the lifestyle is like they buy jewelry for wedding or to attend wedding sometimes. So, or that is why they came up with the 22 karat gold, and they first sponsored the jewelry of the historical movie Jodha Akbar. Jodha Bai was the Maharana Akbar's wife, Samrat Akbar's wife, and the sister of Maharana Man Singh of Jaipur, and obviously she symbolizes a rich cultural heritage. And then gradually they came up with different, now they have understood that even the wedding jeweler also there is some specification in terms of local wedding jewelry. That is why still the traditional goldsmiths are getting the major share or the lion's share in the wedding market. So, that is why they came up with the option called your wedding jeweler, and they came up with variations like Bengali wedding jewelers, Gujarati wedding jewelers, Tamil wedding jewelers like this. Then of late they have identified that people also buy jewelry during festival. So, they came with Shubham collection, which shows the aesthetics in different temples and very intricate very nice designs, but very traditional look designs with modern precisions. This is a Shubham collection and it has been launched in this Diwali actually. Secondly, Johnson & Johnson, they moved from their baby shampoos and lotion to the adult market by altering the promotional and packaging strategy of the product to appeal the emergent, natural and healthy look lifestyle. Similarly, Mahindra and Mahindra are currently repositioning their car by Bolero kind of car or jeeps by aiming at the lifestyle of the professionals who fancy rock lifestyle instead of the chic one. So, Bolero kind of car is mainly targeted towards the rock kind of or macho kind of image. Now, this particular thing which I was telling, that this does not only help in positioning new products or repositioning old products, but it also helps in developing new product concept. So, study of the existing market segments and examination of their needs have typically been used to conceptualize many new products. As because in India the number of aspirants are increasing, products like Chotu Kool or products like Methi Kool, which I have discussed in the earlier sessions, may be may click in the market. Products like Akash tablet may serve the aspiration of the low income the students coming from low income background who require some kind of computing gadget, but they do not have enough money. So, Akash tablet is a very low price tablet. So, conventionally demographic segmentation or standard customer categorization of major groups like sophisticated youth or youthful collegiate or metropolitan homemaker could be used to describe the study of different segments. Lifestyle studies conversely can be used to harmonize the demographic studies in terms of market needs, customer and non-customer outlooks, the attitudes related to product usage, the awareness of the target consumers in order to understand which product features may be amiable to certain lifestyles. So, for example, roti, paratha, idli, these are very stable breakfast in the suburbs. While in the metro now we see that these noodles, cakes, bread, butter, these are quite a palatable breakfast in the metropolitan cities. Quaker Oats, they have come up with masala oats. Saffola has come up with their masala oats, and even in masala oats they have come up with veggie delights, they have come out with Chinese recipe and all this. So, which actually differentiates the taste, and this caters to the urban marketers. When Maggi is coming with Maggi oats, this is relatively higher priced than the normal this Maggi vegetable noodles. So, this is costing 25 rupees per one serve. So, but then again this is targeting to the kind of this is a kind of segments which is little bit affluent. Okay. So, maybe the customers like achievers, they can have this kind of product, or those who are very much health conscious like societally conscious people also, you can target with oats noodles, which is obviously healthy noodle. Now, there is another problem which I will try to discuss here, is the case of Kellogg's cornflakes when it came in India. Ideally, we used to have something hot. Our lifestyle is to have something hot in breakfast. So, we used to pour hot milk in the cornflakes. So, as a result, it used to get soggy, and people did not like the mushy kind of taste of that particular product, and it felt very difficult to actually attract the market in that way. So, now they came up with they have revised their product a bit, and they have slowly started educating at least the urban customers, and now Kellogg's is a very successful product in the country. Similarly, because of new product concept, even if we talk about the packaged fruit drinks, Tropicana, when they came in India with a packaged Tetra Pak, see, it was not so well accepted by the middle income customers, because we usually particularly the believers kind of customers, they did not actually or like this concept, because believers will generally like to go to the market, and they will buy fresh vegetables and fresh fruits, and they will try to consume that, they will cut that fresh fruit and eat. So, they feel that this packaged drink might be of some 3-4 days old, or maybe 2-3 months old, and they are adding some chemical preservative which might not be very good for health. So, slowly Tropicana is trying to cater or trying to change the mindset of the customer. Real has actually came up as a solution. Real, while you consume Real, you can see some pulps are actually provided in the drink itself. So, people can feel the pulp while having this drink, and therefore, they can believe that okay, it is fresh, and this is not a synthetic flavored drink, this is actually fruit juice only. So, as because the people might be suspicious, because whenever we are talking about a sustainable lifestyle, or say emulated lifestyle, or achiever, even the believer lifestyle. So, then they will only adopt the product when you are providing some evidence that they should believe, and Real has done that they are providing pulps, real pulps of the fruits in that. So, while developing a new concept, a complete inventory of attitude, interest and opinion of the customers helps in defining the attributes of the final product. That is how we can say that Real has incorporated pulps in the fruit juice, so that the customers, particularly the believers, can realize that okay, it is really a fruit drink. Further, the marketers may also identify the diverse lifestyle segment and accordingly decide in which segment they intend to their product to target. Tropicana can still target the metropolitan upper income customers, they can target the IME kind of customers, they can also target the experiential type of customers, those who for the first time can try out the brand, and if they like, at least during their outings and all, they can carry these cans. Now, lifestyle analysis also helps in creating promotional strategies. Lifestyle information is useful in formulating promotional strategies in numerous ways. How? It provides the decision maker an all-inclusive report of what type of customer you are going to talk about. If you are going to talk about the customer like a sustainer kind of customer, so in there maybe Liebherr Swachchetana kind of campaign might help. A product like Jaipur food, which is an artificial prosthesis, might help. Jaipur rugs could be a good option for them. Metikul could be a good option for them. That is how you can communicate to them. And what I mean to say, the way these kind of products have communicated to the customer is basically on the price consciousness of the customer. So, that has helped. Lifestyle data can even identify which language, accent, appeal and ambience of the advertisement should be used for a particular kind of customer. When you are promoting Kishan Mobile, so that time you should use a regional language. When you are promoting a campaign like campaign for Lifebuoy kind of product or Wheel kind of product, you should have a regional campaign as well. And you should also select the media accordingly. The regional channels might be of help, or the local cable channel might be of help for the lower end products. Because the ambience and appeal of the advertisement is also should be a consideration for the marketer before designing an ad for a particular group of customer. Further, the lifestyle information also provides clues to the benefit segmentation of the market, for whom and for why we are designing this ad. Then the Indian marketing scenario, particularly for consumer durable, is characterized by fierce competition. Hence, the companies are realizing that merely only stressing upon the attribute of the product might not help them. So, therefore, they are focusing on the demographic and geographic dimensions, but they sometimes feel that is also not enough. So, they have to focus on the buying behavior of the customer and mostly on the consumer's lifestyle. So, the companies that is particularly dealing with cosmetics, apparel, packaged food, they are seeking information continuously about the lifestyle segmentation. Even if you see, the savings habit of the customer and the investment habit of the customer is extremely important when you think of designing your mutual fund products or any other financial products. Now, the apparel stores these days, for example, they are also visualizing their merchandising matching with the target customer's lifestyle, like Bata North Star advertisement aims at young, western oriented, fun loving crowd. Their IMEs. So, Bata Limited has expanded its product range from full range of active shoes, sports shoes, powered, which is named as Power. It is Power. This is no doubt planned lifestyle marketing. Moreover, the emergent westernization of youth in our country and the consequential alteration in lifestyle is accountable for growing demand for jeans. So, denim as a lifestyle fabric is also a first gaining acceptance in the country, and this is going beyond just demographic segment. The marketers are nicely utilizing this phenomenon, because now it is also a lifestyle product. Nonetheless, the Indian market is also quite unpredictable. Although there is a memory market for the believers, on the other hand, the Indian youth did not show any interest with movies, revival of the classic movies like Hum Dono by Devanand, or the evergreen legend like Mughal-e-Azam. When it came with a colored revival, it was not so successful. When it came as a 3D version of Sholay, it was not that much acclaimed by the, there was no wow factor by the youth, because the lifestyle has changed. The youth of 1980s has now become basically the baby boomers, and now modern youth, their lifestyle has quite changed. So, these revivals did not work, but at the same time there is a market for believers in our country who is actually buying gramophones in a much higher price. Therefore, the strategy formulation keeping pace with the ever changing Indian lifestyle is really a challenge for the marketers. So, this is how in 4 different dimensions lifestyle marketing is very relevant in modern days. So, thank you so much, and I will meet you in the next session with culture.